This is a recording of a high-level 1v1 in the Endgame in Risk. Currently, we're not attacking each other in the recording. But right now, we were busy killing off the white bot. So then we could attack each other and get first and second. So look at it positionally. He has a split bonus right here that I intended to remove. I had a cap behind his cap where I can take out these two bonuses. We're taking turns emptying the same amount of troops into the white bot. I intentionally decided to keep like 100 troops above him, and I was generating more troops per turn, I believe, if I remember correctly. Or at least for a while I was, which is why I got the lead. And so I'm like, I'll go into the 1v1 with the lead. And it's tense because we're about to go into a 1v1. It's covered by my face cam because my face cam in this recording that I'm doing right now is covering the face cam that I did in the recording. I was talking super quiet, so I decided to just redo this whole thing instead of just editing together what I had recorded. Let's get to the point where we finally start attacking each other. So I add troops here. I add some troops here. I started the 1v1 without taking out two of his bonuses, which I'm like, okay, I guess it's not the end of the world. It's annoying. Like, it's not going to throw the whole game. So I did use up 72 troops on hitting the white bot. I still had the lead. Okay, luckily I did set, so I was able to break these bonuses. But the point of leaving these two territories here is I left them the entire time. The point of it was so then he can't throw like a bunch of troops at this and I can fortify out a bunch of troops, and he never breaks this position. However, then that makes the troops here useless unless I fortify them out, as you'll find. So I attack, I break the bonuses, I fortify out a bunch of troops to clean this pocket out, because I know he's gonna use this stack to break two of my bonuses. So I fortify out enough troops so then I can clean them out turn one. And yes, I did not open up this capital right here. I could have broke this bonus, but I'm like, I'm like, that'll open up the capital to attack. Here he's like attacking just, obviously a bunch of territory. This is classic 1v1 stuff. Like, you want to be attacking as much territory as possible. Oh, and he takes the capital? Okay, so he used up a lot of troops doing that. He did get a decent roll. He only lost like 100 more troops, I think. But this puts me in the lead. He didn't put enough troops on that capital, so I understand, okay, he's not going to be able to make this a guaranteed bonus for himself. Because the main purpose when you're in a 1v1, the main thing you need to focus on is removing as many territories from the opponent as possible. So I added troops here, so then I make sure that I remove like as many territories as needed, so then I generate more. And then finally I fortify out the stack just enough where like I'm not in danger of this stack hitting this, so I could have gotten away with not fortifying that much. Here I kind of freak out a little, so then because like my turn's ending quickly, and then I fortify out a bunch of troops to this capital because this is going to be a useful capital. And I don't want him retaking. So at this point, I'm clearly winning. I'm generating more troops. I'm 200 troops in the lead. I have a position where I can break these bonuses easily anytime I want. But as I said, this is a very high skill 1v1, and I made some mistakes. So it's not exactly as straightforward of a win as you might expect. And with these amount of troops, a lot of mistakes can be made because it takes a while to whittle down a lot of troops like that amount. So he does a really smart play. He's like, okay, this is kind of a useless stack. It's blocked in. Let me fortify out troops. So then he can't attack through here. Well, actually, I could. I don't know what I was thinking. Honestly, here, I could have just broken here, like break Iceland, and then break this bonus. And that's all I needed to do. I could have just chilled that turn. Maybe fortified out troops to the capital. Okay, that was smart. I broke both these bonuses. Good for me, I guess. Okay, so it's been a while since I've watched this, so I do seem to be playing it right. I fortify out a bunch of troops because I'm like, this is an active capital now. I need a lot of troops on here, especially since this 701 is lined up to potentially hit it. I still haven't broken Iceland, but that's because I'm worried about opening up this 323 capital and then him retaking. Because if he retakes, then he has this guaranteed bonus, and it's just it turns into a mess. I shouldn't have attacked. Oh, wait, no. Okay, so this was a major mistake by him, lining up a massive stack right next to my capital. So here's where I know I make one of my mistakes. We'll get there in a second. He's being smart. He fortifies out a bunch of troops. He's basically blocking me from breaking these bonuses from this direction, and he's trying to gradually protect his bonuses, so which is really smart. So here's what I should have done here. I should not have done this. Big mistake. So I saw what he was trying to do there, and I'm like, I don't want him to set up guards to protect these bonuses. I'm like, I want to break everything he has. Now, it wasn't the move here. For 2 reasons. For one, I had the attacker's advantage on this massive stack here. If I would have just slammed into it, then I would have likely broken a lot more troops than I would have lost. And when we're at this high number of troops, that's what matters the most. Second, I opened up 2 massive stacks to hit this 111. And I opened up this stack to move into this direction. So previously I could have essentially kept it completely locked since I had like a territory here and a territory here. What I should have done was added all my troops here and just broken his bonuses this way. And then maybe like broke through here. Luckily he didn't take the capital here, but he definitely should have. Where the angle that I probably should be breaking is through here, since I can open things up. I can break his bonuses, like break this bonus this way, and then attack through here. So I fortify out a bunch of troops. It's just in case I need to take stuff off my capital. I made a massive mistake here. I didn't fortify it, leave troops to fortify here, so then he keeps the +8, which is dangerous. And here's a massive mistake that I make. Okay, so the rationale behind doing this right here, of fortifying out a crap ton of troops right here, is that then I can attack and break this +8 next turn. Why? Why did I do that? That was a horrible idea, because I'm generating over 30 per turn. Like, he's not generating enough where he can set up multiple blocks where I can't break him from either direction. I already have a capital right here. If I would have fortified it right here, then I would have gotten attacker's advantage on this 696, unless if he withdraws it to capital, which then makes it dead troops. And then I can easily win this 1v1. Like, I'm 200 troops, over 200 troops in the lead at this point. Like, I had this game in the bag. And then I fortify right here. The problem with it is he gets attacker's advantage. He's going to add most everything to this stack and go, boom. Look, he lost 468 and I lost over 700. He went almost 300 troops positive. So I went from over 200 troops in the lead. He's in the lead by almost 100. So that didn't sink my game necessarily. It kind of took an almost guaranteed win and made it where I am not in the lead anymore. But like positionally, I've got a really strong position. I haven't lost. Like if I play this right, then I win. So here I smack him, and then I get the good roll. So I'm like, okay, we're doing good. I'm really careful not to open up his capital. That's what I'm doing here, so then he can't hit my capital here. But I am trying to remove as many territories as I can. I'm still in the lead, not in terms of troops necessarily. I mean, at this point, sure. I guess I have more troops because I got some positive rolls. But this is all about avoiding opening capitals, protecting your bonuses simultaneously. Like, I'm able to protect my bonuses a lot better. And then he avoids opening my capital, which, I mean, at this stage, it doesn't really do much because it's not like he has a lot of good guards or anything. But leaving these two territories is a clutch move that has allowed me to keep this position this entire time. I still have the 84 here from when I was removing black from this pocket. So I think I bring that into play soon. He fortifies out troops from here, and the idea here is he's able to, I mean, do whatever. I mean, at this stage, I don't even really need to be hitting anything. I don't need to be attacking. I could just keep adding to my capitals and I'm winning. Like, I'm generating more troops. I do open that capital, and I think it's just out of the motivation of, like, well, it doesn't have a lot of troops anymore. Like, who cares? I do end up opening the capital to this capital because I'm like, let's remove Iceland. Like, let's get a stronger lead, which, in hindsight, if he fortifies troops back, then he can capture my capital, and that's a bad situation. Okay, I add 83 troops to this 307 because I learned my lesson. Black's not taking these two territories because I think he's like, well, I don't want him to ever use these troops, which, I mean, I wouldn't, because then it can open him up to break me, which is a major source of my troop generation. And here's the problem. He fortifies a ton of troops to this capital, getting ready to attack this 67. So I'm like, oh, great. I'm like, fantastic. So what I should do here is I should add a couple troops here or here, just break, and then break through here and connect these two capitals. Oh, I lost. That was a really bad roll. Lost 18 on an 8. And then I would fortify like 200 troops to this capital, and then, you know, fortify back troops if I need. Let's see. Do I do that? Don't attack more. Don't attack more. You're an idiot. You're an actual idiot. Oh my. I'm so bad at this game. Looking back at myself, I'm like, oh, how did I play so poorly? I think at this point, I'm like, bad situation. So I panic, and I fortify out like a ton of troops. I should have fortified out more because I didn't need this many. And so he's like, okay, if I lose this pocket, I lose. So yes, I give him this pocket, which, in hindsight, really bad mistake. Just, I played it poorly. I could have played it better. Losing, like, this position was excellent for breaking his bonuses. It kept me in the lead in generation. If I would have just chilled, I would have won. He's cleaning it out. He's basically he wants to set up guards. I'm assuming he's going to fortify out a bunch of troops here. And then he'll gradually... No, he fortifies his troops back to this capital because he's worried about losing it. He has just enough where I'm likely to lose a bunch of troops, but not necessarily take the capital. So I had a bunch of troops here because I'm like, well, obviously I can't let him keep the bonuses. I finally came to my senses and decided to attack from this territory and not continually open up my capital to be hit, so that I can fortify out troops if I need to. I don't make the mistake of that I did previously with the thing. I break the bonuses. I don't even think I attack this capital yet. I'm just like, well, I can... Ooh, okay. I do fortify out troops here, but I can get away with it. Let's see, he definitely slams a 76 into my 158, though. I mean, at this point, I'm still in the lead. I have more troops. But again... Oh, he got a bad roll. Okay. It worked out that time. It just happened to. So that wasn't necessarily a matter of skill or anything. I just happened to get a good roll. Or he happened to get a bad roll. And so I'm in the lead in like 60 troops. I mean, I think I'm still out generating him at this point. So I should still win. Should. But obviously, you know, the game is up for grabs. It's like any sort of play can alter the course of how it pans out. So now he sets up large guards. He definitely fortifies out troops here. Only 15. Okay, that was a misplay. If I were him, I would have like taken troops from the 224, because like I can just break through. Like I'm generating enough where I can break all his bonuses. I can route through here, break up here. Yeah. And I leave the 224 locked. And here's where I start. I'm like, okay, 7% chance. I lose that. And then, yeah, I get a bad roll on his capital. It is what it is. I lose a ton of troops. I don't even get close to taking it. And I'm like, okay, this is like good game. I'm like, I don't really need to worry about... Well, I'm like, I'll fortify out a ton of troops to smack that 224. Because this doesn't need to be super high. I could have done better. But he's like, okay, dang, I definitely lose if I don't retake this pocket. Because he's going to way out generate me. I'm super soft to him. He's going to break all my bonuses. So he's definitely panicking here. What I should have done was smack that 224, because it goes right down here. I didn't think about that. If I would have smacked that 224, then there would be no danger from him fortifying, because he'd only be able to muster like an equal number of troops. However, that was the biggest stack he had. I should have slammed my troops into that. Horrible mistake. So I throw all my troops here because I'm like, I cannot lose this god pocket. Like, this is the way I win. But I'm like, I have a stack on standby. I can break as many territories as possible. Let's hit as much material as I can. I'm getting good rolls. I'm like, you know, I'm doing good. I'm like, I want to take him as low on territories as possible. So then he has as little troops as possible to throw out my capital. And this roll right here, he should not win. He should lose it. He should lose a ton of troops, and then it should secure the win. You need almost 3 times the troops to kind of guarantee a cap roll, a high troop cap roll. And he doesn't. He gets an excellent roll. He only loses 60 more than I do. And that's basically the game ended. I basically lost here. In hindsight, I should not have panicked and attacked the capital, because then I lost this whole position, and of course he wins. I mean, yes, it was a matter of bad rolls. I should have smacked the stack. There were like a number of things that I did wrong, and yeah, it sunk the game. I'm like, there's no recovering from this. I basically gave him the capital, which then he used to win. Because taking my troops off capital means he can take the last one, and if you take all the capitals, then you win. It was a high-level match that I should have won. Good for him. He played extremely well. It made it more entertaining. Fortifying out this stack to take the capital wasn't a bad play. It forced him to dedicate more troops to this. The looming threat was smart, because he's not ever going to take this. Because if he ever added troops here to try to take this capital, I mean, he'd have to fortify out like 200. Then I just smack it with the 502 and get a positive roll. Thanks for watching. Watch another right here. Click it on screen.